welcome back to theclinicaltrialsguru.com. This is Dan Fair. I'm here with Jack Whelan. Jack, we're here in Boston. This is where Jack is from. Jack's got an interesting story. He's a research advocate. Why don't you tell him? And then he's come up with a really cool product that we hope to be somewhat transformative in this industry. It's a paradigm shift as far as how data is being shared and how biomarkers are being tracked. So Jack, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself and how we got to this point?
Sounds good. So I was diagnosed with a rare incurable blood cancer about 10 years ago, and I was told that it's incurable. I like to think of it as not yet curable. And at the time I was diagnosed, the overall outcome was somewhere between 3 to 5 years. So rather than relying on the historical outcome of known chemotherapy, sort of this empirical approach where you try drug A and if it fails, move on to drug B and so forth, sort of that whack-a-mole game. Instead of trying that, what was more appealing to me was what was forward-looking science saying. You know, with where we are today about what we've learned about genetics and genomics, these next-generation therapies that are available in clinical trials may actually be safer and more effective than conventional chemotherapy.
So you're very unique. Your story is very unique in the sense that you actually started as a patient and you've become a vendor as well in the industry, right?
Exactly.
Are you ready to talk about the partnership you have?
Sure. Yeah. It's a. Well, I started as a patient and became this sort of educated, engaged, empowered patient, if you will, trying to learn as much as possible. When you're told it's rare and incurable, you really want to level the playing field. So to learn as much about the biology of cancer, the best path or the shortest path was to get involved in advocacy. So I teamed up with larger advocacy groups like the American Association for Cancer Research, American Society of Clinical Oncology, and these other groups that are really interested in patient education, empowering patients to be more actively involved in their care and also, more importantly, in their research. Typically, patients don't get actively involved in research, and for me this was important because I wanted to know whether I was responding to these sort of trial therapies that are in clinical trials. So the whole idea of being empowered and engaged by learning through research is what really brought me to this. So again, the most important part of participating in a clinical trial is the very basic question patients want to get answered, and that is, how am I doing? Am I responding?
Am I getting better?
Am I getting right? Am I refractory to the drug? Is the drug not working for me? Because we don't know, even today with this, all the sophisticated technology and knowledge we have, we still don't understand why you respond to aspirin but not ibuprofen. Why the certain drugs we respond to those but other patients don't. So for me, what was important was to monitor the biomarkers. And again, not coming from medical background or life sciences background, understanding the biomarkers, which is asking your doctor, what are the things that you as a physician are looking at? Now, I happen to have a blood cancer, so you're going to look at things like hematocrit and hemoglobin and immunoglobulins, platelets, and so forth. So I wanted to understand, well, what do these things mean? And so if I'm responding to chemo, which is killing off the cancer weeds in the garden, if you will, the garden being your bone marrow, I wanted to understand whether I was responding or not. So I started tracking these biomarkers.
On your own?
On my own.
No one told you to do this?
Just totally, putting them into a spreadsheet, grabbing the data, plotting some of the data, very rudimentary, not very sophisticated, and bringing it back to my doctor, and more importantly...
And how were you getting the test ordered if they were not part of the protocol?
Every patient has the option to get blood tests done.
Okay.
And the blood tests typically are part of a clinical trial.
Yeah.
So you might have your blood work done every 30 days. And what I asked for is, let me see my blood work. I want the results of that.
Yeah.
So I could track how my blood biomarkers were responding. And the value of this is that, first of all, I know, am I being treated with the good stuff? Am I getting a good response or not? And I often talk about cheating in a clinical trial. And the cheating is, if I'm not responding to the drug, I want to get off the drug.
Sure.
And this is something that's an option all patients have.
So you knew quicker than your doctor.
In many cases,
you were tracking your own results.
Exactly.
The doctor's tracking 300 results.
Exactly right.
300 different patients.
Yep.
So you're able to stop it faster.
Exactly.
Right. And if it's not working, you say, hey, that's not working. I'm actually getting worse. I want out.
Exactly. And this is important not only to the principal investigator looking at it, it's very important to the pharmaceutical or biotech firms. They would rather get the data sooner rather than waiting for a long phase 1 and phase 2 clinical trial. You know, the whole issue of fail fast. If the drug's working, I'm going to give you the evidence that can help expedite an FDA approval. If the drug is not working, I'm going to give you the evidence that it's not working, and it's not working in these
Either way, you save money.
Exactly, and that's the whole idea of doing this, is to automate the system. You know, I started with this manual effort of just kind of doing data entry into a spreadsheet, and now it's been automated. So we automatically pull the blood biomarkers.
You partnered with a developer.
That's right.
And you've created this product. What's the name of it?
Well, it's called ARME, ARMME, which was to arm me with information that I need.
ARMME.
Right.
We'll have the link on there.
Yeah, and it's you can go to the website arme.net, and we were acquired by the largest supplier of clinical trial management software, and that's a company called ERT. ERT is well established throughout the US and Europe, and as you can imagine, to bring a product like this to market, you need some heavy lifting. There's the regulatory issues, there's the homologation issues to make the product friendly in a local and a global market. So all of these real hard things to do, ERT has the firepower and the financial wherewithal to get it done. So we presented our product to them and a couple of other companies, some really good quality names in the business, but we decided ERT was going to be the best partner. And we're close. We've got a couple of alpha sites that we're in testing now, and as you can imagine, the shakedown cruise on this is a lot of work. It's not easy to do. So we're in that mode right now, testing it, using real-world data from patients, collecting the data by specific disease groups, and our initial focus is hematology.
But you imagine later you'll expand into other applications.
Exactly right. Where we are today with biomarkers, it's still very early stage. It's very basic biomarkers, you know, like heart rate and oxygen level and cholesterol and all that. But then there's more sophisticated biomarkers like your blood chemistry reports, and then even more detailed biomarkers, molecular level biomarkers, you know, used in companion diagnostics, for example. So the more we learn about biomarkers, the more effective we're going to develop, and more effective we'll be in developing these things.
Yeah, basically you're allowing pharma, as we wrap up, to fail fast or get approved faster.
Exactly right. Exactly
what matters. Thank you, Jack.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Where can people reach you online?
We've been friends for a long time in
like
social media.
Yeah.
Exactly, and so it's really kind of cool to have you here in the Boston area. The weather is perfect for you.
We got lucky.
Yeah, you did.
Not that humid either.
Yeah. So if you go to ERT.com, that's the primary website for the company, and then from there you'll find a link that talks about what we're doing.
And they still call it ARME?
It is ARME. It's the ARME product. It's part of an information service.
Go to ERT.com. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. And thank you, Guru Nation, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.
Adios.